La Rochelle, France. Did you know that in the city of La Rochelle, in France, there is a submarine base built by Nazi Germany, which is more expensive to demolish than to leave currently as it is? The Germans built it during the Second World War. It was one of the 5 bases built on the Atlantic coast of France. The main bunker complex is 192 meters wide, 159 meters deep and 19 meters high. It is covered by a layer of concrete several meters thick that was intended to make it impregnable to air attacks. For this reason, a large amount of dynamite is needed and a place to accumulate the immense amount of debris. The central area is made up of different submarine docking piers numbered 1 to 10 from north to south. This corridor had a railway connection and the entrances could be closed on both sides with armored doors. Currently, it continues to be used as a place to present works and for tourism. During the Second World War, the Germans needed anti-aircraft guns for defense and to be indestructible for the enemy side. 8 large fortified towers with anti-aircraft guns were designed and created. There were 3 in Berlin, 2 in Hamburg and 3 in Vienna starting in 1940. The towers of Berlin were dynamited, and their remains dismantled or buried after the war. Hamburg's central tower was transformed into a media bunker or media tower. Nowadays, music groups take advantage of the thickness of its walls to rehearse without disturbing the neighbors. The Flak 6 tower in Wilhelmsburg is being transformed into a renewable energy bunker, Only the towers of Vienna have more or less maintained their original state. Except for Berlin, it was very difficult to dynamite the towers, because they were in the middle of inhabited neighborhoods. And given the thickness of the walls, it is almost impossible to dismantle them in a traditional way. Today they are classified as a historical monument. One of the largest bunkers built by Nazi Germany in World War II located in Cape Grisnez, Pas-de-Calais department, France. It was one of the most important coastal fortifications of the Atlantic Wall and consisted of 4 380 mm caliber guns with a maximum range of 55.7 kilometers, capable of reaching the British coast, and each of them protected by a concrete casemate. Armed. The battery fired its first howitzer on January 20, 1944, although it was officially inaugurated in February 1942 in the presence of senior dignitaries of the German Navy. Initially it was going to be called Siegfried Battery, but it was renamed in honor of the German engineer Fritz Todt, creator of the Todt organization and responsible for the construction of the Atlantic Wall, who died days before its inauguration in a plane accident. It was surrendered by Anglo-Canadian troops in September 1944 after an intense aerial bombardment. Today, one of the casemates houses a museum about the Second World War. Outside it, a K5 railway artillery cannon is displayed, with a caliber of 283 mm and a range of 50 kilometers. Las fortificaciones en Thiboron de Bido al gran volumen de trabajo y materiales necesarios para levantar las fortificaciones del muro atlántico, que debía proteger la costa occidental europea desde Noruega hasta el sur de Francia, la Alemania nazi tuvo que buscar empresas colaboradoras en los países ocupados para poder llevar a cabo las edificaciones. En 1943 la Oficina Local de la Organización tot contrato a un estudiante de arquitectura llamado Paul Morel Nielsen. Este chico joven decidió integrarse dentro de la resistencia danesa para actuar como espía dentro de las obras del muro atlántico en Dinamarca. Con ayuda de varios compañeros de universidad, que ya pertenecían a la resistencia consiguió enviar información de alto valor estratégico a los aliados. Las fortificaciones del muro atlántico en Tiburon son visitables y están musealizadas. Today you can visit since it is a museum. Did you know that in the city of Brest, France, there is the largest marine bunker built during the Second World War? It existed between 1940 and 1944, it was built by Nazi Germany. Yes, since it is currently used by the French Navy, Google has censored satellite images. 10 dry docks for 1 submarine each and 5 wet boxes with docks for a maximum of 3 submarines each were installed in the bunker. The bunker was around 330 meters wide, 190 meters long and 17 meters high. The roofs were initially 4 and later 6 meters thick. The existing shipyard facilities were used for the repair and equipment work on the submarines, with the Kriegsmarine shipyard in Wilhelmshaven providing the necessary material and specialized personnel. In 1943 the German Deskamag Group was assigned technical supervision of submarine repairs in Brest, from the equipment to the repair work by the Navy. Deskamag transferred the tasks to his own shipyard, AG Weser, which had experience in building and repairing submarines. The Allied landing in Normandy took place on June 6, 1944. After the advance on Avranches, Brest was besieged by Allied troops and later declared a fortress. The German base surrendered after the Battle of Brest on September 18, 1944. Due to the massive construction, the submarine repair yard could not be demolished or blown up. The bunker is still used by the French Navy today. Anno 1944, entre 10,000 y 12,000 trabajadores forzados, algunos prisioneros de guerra, otros presos de campo de concentración, construyen el bunker Valentin, el cual funcionaria como fábrica de submarinos alemanes durante la Segunda Guerra Mundial. El bunker Valentin tenía una extensión de 426 metros de largo y 97 metros de ancho. Su cubierta estaba protegida por una losa de hormigón de varios metros que lo protegía de los ataques aéreos de los aliados. En marzo de 1945, poco antes de su puesta en funcionamiento, el bunker sufrió un ataque aéreo de la Fuerza Aérea Británica. Los británicos utilizaron varias bombas Tallboy, las más grandes de la guerra. A pesar de la dureza del ataque, el bunker sufrió solo daños superficiales. El bunker sobrevivió a la guerra y durante décadas fue utilizado como almacén por la Bundeswehr, las Fuerzas Armadas de la República Federal Alemana. En la actualidad el bunker es un memorial y es visitable por el público. Una vez terminadas las pruebas se consideró la voladura del bunker. Pero la voladura en la isla de Helgoland no solo destruyó los restos de los bunkers, sino casi toda la isla. Por lo que esta idea fue abandonada, los 500 toneladas explosivos necesarias habrían causado graves daños en los pueblos cercanos Recum y Farge y a planta de energía eléctrica en Farge. Solo pequeñas partes fueron demolidas por los británicos. Did you know that in Ebony-Mail there was a Belgian fortress located between the cities of Liege and Maastricht, near the Albert Canal, whose function was to defend Belgium from a possible German invasion? It was built between 1931 and 1935, and gained a reputation for being impenetrable. Los ingleses también se quedaron con construcciones abandonadas de la Segunda Guerra. Las fortalezas marinas Monsel eran pequeñas torres fortificadas que se construyeron durante la Segunda Guerra Mundial para la defensa del Reino Unido. Estaban emplazadas en los estuarios de los ríos Támesis, región de Londres, y Mersey, región de Liverpool. Fueron bautizadas así por su diseñador, Guy Monsel. Tras retirarlas del servicio a finales de la década de 1950, se destinaron a otras actividades. Monsel también diseñó fuertes para la defensa antiaérea. Estos eran unas instalaciones mayores que comprendían 7 plataformas de acero interconectadas entre sí, 5 dispuestas en semicírculo alrededor de una plataforma central que hacía las visas de centro de control y residencia del personal. Did you know that in the city of Bordeaux, France, there was also a submarine base so large that to this day it is still very expensive to demolish it? It was a submarine base established in Bordeaux, France, by the Italian Regia Marina during World War II. From this base, Italian submarines participated in the Battle of the Atlantic from 1940 to 1943 as part of the campaign undertaken by the Axis against the Allies. 1. After Italy's entry into the war and the fall of France, the Italian Royal Navy established a submarine base in Bordeaux, which was within the German occupation zone. At that time Italy fielded 115 submarines, being the second submarine power in the world. The USSR was the first with 160, while Germany only had 83. The base was open in August 1940, and in 1941. The building is open to the public as a home for performing arts, exhibitions, and evening events. But without a doubt, the largest and most important construction from an economic and political point of view is the Führerbunker, German. Führerbunker was an air raid shelter located near the Reich Chancellery in Berlin. It was part of an underground bunker complex built in 2 phases in 1936 and 1944. It was the last headquarters, Führerhauptquartier, used by Adolf Hitler during World War II. Hitler moved into the Führerbunker on January 16, 1945 and made it the regime's center of operations until the last week of the war in Europe. There he married Eva Braun on April 29, 1945, less than 40 hours before committing suicide. After the war, the old and new chancellery buildings were razed by the Soviets. The underground complex remained virtually intact until 1988 to 1989, despite some attempts at demolition. The excavated sections of the former bunker complex were mainly destroyed during the reconstruction of that area of Berlin. The site remained unidentified until 2006, when a small plaque with a schematic diagram was installed. Some corridors of the bunker still exist, but they are closed to the public.